Hello my dear crafters, knitters, crocheters and everybody who came to my channel today. And on this video we will speak about mittens. Mittens. As you know, as you saw probably on my channel, or if you are not first time here, I have a video about male mittens made with a thick yarn and 5mm needles. And today I'll show you mittens which I've made with a very thin yarn and very small size needles, and they are thin but warm depending on the yarn you use. And I'll show you this all are female size mittens, and they all done with a just two different pattern. I mean the model is the same, and just sizing is a little bit different. Basically all of them are done on 40 or 48 stitches when you begin, and this depends of yarn and needles I used. This I found the best result, because I don't like when mittens are big. This mittens here I use already. As you see, they doesn't look very presentable as new ones, but because I use them and I made a couple of them for the present, and I think it's the best present you can give. It's made with love, and it's not a very long project, and everybody basically love them because your fingers are open, you can drive with them, you can use computer if it's cold, you can even play musical instrument which is very handy for me as musician. Then I will talk about all of them, and then we will knit together these mittens with this lovely pattern. I'll show you this different braid, and you can use it in other projects. And just a little review of mittens. Unfortunately I don't have all of them with me because some of them already traveled. And let's start. These ones was done with drops alpaca yarn. This yarn I love very much because it's thin, it's still very warm and very soft and very comfortable, and I just love alpaca. This pair and this pair was made with alpaca. When I was making them, I was trying them on my hands. My hands are not very big, but you know, you always can make them larger or longer. It's very easy. But these two pairs was made with alpaca yarn. I was using just one strands of alpaca yarn. I'm not sure it's right English, I'm sorry. Then I have on my channel the clothes mittens like this for the colder countries, and they was made with a two cords of alpaca. This one is just one, and it's thin and very warm, believe me. Then this will go to cold country, and this one I use here in UK. UK is quite warm, you never have snow here, you never have very cold weather, but when it's a little bit colder, this is just a wonderful alternative. And what else? This will be a pair which I made with a socks yarn. I made a pair of socks, and then I made this lovely pair of mittens with the same yarn I use for sock. Then here I was doing this alpaca mittens I was doing with the 2.5mm needles. And as I mentioned before, my knitting is not tight, and I use the continental method of knitting. Then it's a little bit different, and if you're English way knitter, my advices probably will not be very relevant for you, but anyway, I'm talking about myself. It will be, if it's useful for you, you can make your own adjustments. Then these mittens I've made with a socks yarn. I cast on here 48 stitches, and I was making this the same way. I left 2 stitches for the on top for the thumb. I think thumb was going for 16 stitches, and anyway, it will be a little bit bigger, but my own rule I made for me, just keep close to number 8. Then if I made this, because 8 is just wonderful, it's go for every project, especially if you're working around. Then this mittens was done on 40 stitches here and 2.5mm needles, and all mittens which I've made together with the socks, with the sock yarn, and I used 2mm needles because this yarn is a little bit thinner and not so fluffy like alpaca yarn. Then this one was this all was made with 48 stitches, and that's it. All these 3 pairs was made absolutely the same way. Just take this out. All I was casting off 40 stitches here. I was leaving absolutely the same way. Instead of making 1 stitch here for thumb, I was separating 2 stitches, and it was a last stitch on the first needle and first stitch of a second needle. Here I made because of the pattern, I was continuing with purl stitches. On this one I was continuing. Oh no, yeah, I didn't change nothing. Here I just was going with the 2 knit stitches in the middle. I don't know if you can see all of them. I made increases on both sides, symmetrical increases for the thumb in every 4th round. And if you experience knitter, you just can take your needles and yarn and start knitting. If you're not, I have a little bit of videos about this particular mitten, how I made it, how I made the this pattern, which adjustments I've made for pattern, and which my tricks to make it absolutely symmetrical. Then this is all for introduction part, and then now if you experience knitter, just follow with your by your own, and if not, just let's start and make some knitting together. Right, let's start. Let's take your needles, and now we will cast on our stitches. For the smaller size we will cast on 40 stitches, and larger size will be 48 stitches. We will use the German twist for this, and because it's very nice and stretchy and looks beautiful, and I love to use this cast on for this type of projects. I will use 2 of my needles. I'm using Knit Pro with a fixed cable, 80 centimeters cable, and I found it perfect for the magic loop technique. And for our first section we need to cast on half of the total number of our stitches plus 1 to connect them later. Then I'll show you what I'm doing. Leave a little bit longer tail than you usually leave for the long tail cast on, because twisted take a little bit more yarn. Then your tail is on your thumb, and your yarn from the ball on your index finger. Grab them together and go inside with both of your needles we're using both of needles to make it more stretchy, and then turn here, create a loop, don't go in loop, go under the loop, and then in the loop from top down, turn your thumb like this, grab this yarn from other side and pull inside of this loop. Take out your thumb and just pull it together. You have 2 stitches on your needles, and now we need to do half, which will be 20 plus 1. Then one more time, put your needles on this side here, go under the loop, and then inside of the loop, turn your thumb, grab the yarn, go inside, don't pull it tight, have a little bit of space between your stitches. Let's continue to get 20 of them. $19, $20. You see, they are not too close to each other. And then we do one more. And now what I do, I take one needle out, and then I pull my first group of the stitches on a cable, and I turn my needle like this. I put it on top of the cable, and then I put another needle and I hold them both closer to my group, and now I continue second group, like second half of stitches, which in this case is 20. If you do bigger size will be 24. Let's go. And here in the end, last one, I will do normal one because I will use it for pull together my work. Just normal one, look, without twisting. If you don't know how to do long tail cast on, I have a playlist on my channel for the very beginners with a detailed and slow videos about how to cast on and how, like, essential techniques of knitting, continental knitting. Then here, what we have 2 groups, and now we need to be very careful with which of these 2 we take off. Then what you do, you turn your work like this, because we will join them this way to create a circle, and then this part of the circle will be our second needle. Then we just follow this cable here and pull this out, and then this needle we will pull in, and voila, our stitches all are divided already, and we are basically ready to join them in a circle and continue working. Look how nice and beautiful this cast on looks. This will be our right side. I like this one very much. Then we take our working yarn, put on top. I use my fingers to join it. Then we go to the end of our needles. The needle with a tail is behind, and this needle with the first group of stitches in the front. We take a first stitch here, hold the other ones, and just put it on this needle, and then this first we will pull over this one, and then pull your lines together. Our work is joined in a circle now, and we're ready to work in a circle with a magic loop technique, which is we are in a circle, we pull back, needle out, and start working. I used to hold this cable like this, because I like to pull very tight first stitch to avoid holes. And now we just rib 2 in 2, then we rib 2 knit stitches, 2 purl stitches, 2 knit, 2 purl, and you will continue like this for 25 rounds actually. And let me show you what you do in the end. Don't talk please, I'm making video. Here we came to the end, how we work in a magic loop. We turn needles, pull first needle in and this needle out, and we continue 2 knit stitches, 2 purl stitches. Only thing that from next round your purl stitches will be turned in other way, then you will take them from the back loop. Basically you need to avoid your stitches twisting, right? Then continue like this, make your tube of a rib stitch, and I'll see you when we complete 25 rounds. Right, now I'm on my last round here for my cuff, and I wanted to show you some. We're doing this pattern on top part of the hand, and you can use any other pattern. And for this you will need to distribute a little bit your stitches after this cuff. I'll show you. For this pattern I wanted this continue with 2 purls on both sides of my braids. That's why I will continue with them, and then I wanted my edges be symmetrical. Then for this we need to redistribute our stitches, and for this for right mitten we will do opposite sides. Like when I was doing this one, here was beginning. I used to have beginning of my round always here with a little tail I leave usually, and when I was doing needle number 1, it was my palm part, and top part was on needle number 2. Now I need to do opposite, because I will do a right mitten now, and then on needle 1 I will have a top part with a pattern, then I will do the thumb, and on this needle 2 we will have a palm. And I will leave for you a couple of charts of very simple patterns you can use for this type of product. You don't need to use always this braid, and I'll explain you in a moment how I did it and what is it different on this braid comparing with an ordinary one. Then the last round, 25, I'm still ribbing, and here in the end I need to pass all my stitches 1 stitch on the side to have purls on beginning of each of my needles, because I need to have this 2 lines of purls, and in the middle I need to have enough stitches for my braid. Then in this round what I do, I came here, I did 1 purl, and I just pull my needle like this, and I have other purl on other needle, and then on the final of this needle I will do the same. Let me finish this row. Here I am on the final. I purl one and I pull this purl to the end of my needle. Oops. Right. Now my cuff is symmetrical and I am ready to start my stockinette. Then here I will have my pattern. Then for 2 rows now I will do 3 knit stitches, then 2 purl stitches, then 10 knit stitches, all knit. This will be my braid. Then I came 2 purl, and then all stitches I will knit. This will be palm part, and I will knit all of them, and I will repeat this for 1 more round. And after this I will come to you and we will start our pattern. Then we will do 2 rounds of this, just all knit stitches except that two lines of purls, and I'll see you in the next one. We've done these 2 rounds and now we are ready to start a pattern and start the thumb, and I do it at the same time. Thumb is done very easily. I just left 2 stitches on this part. It will be last stitch of first needle and first stitch of a second needle, and I just start doing increases in both sides of these 2 stitches. If you see here, it's very easy. Here I have 2 stitches in the middle, can you see it? And here's my increases. I do them every 4th round. Then you don't you will do kind of 2 things and at the same time, but this will be one pattern and this will be another. Here you will always do your increases in every 4th row, and when you're done it will be yarn overs and they look into each other, and I'll show you how I do this. Basically 1 yarn over is to me, then 1 stitch, then you go to another needle, you do 1 stitch and another yarn over to the other side from you, and then in next round you knit them twisted to avoid the holes. You probably still have some little holes, but they are not very significant. You can do increases in any other way you like. I don't mind, because some people just do make one and different ways. It's your choice, absolutely your choice. But for me, I discovered that the best way to do increases in every 4th row, and then it will be our anatomical thumb. Now about braids. This braid is not ordinary braid, because each of these braids have 6 stitches, but I don't cross 3 by 3 stitches. I do 2 by 2 cross and then another 2 by 2. That's why this braid is not making your fabric very small, but even like this we will now add some stitches, because if you don't, it will straight your fabric and it will not look very nice. Then every time you do braids, more or less for every, if it's ordinary braids, you add like 1 additional stitch for every 3 maybe, but in this case I will add 1 stitch for each braid. That's why I have 10 stitches here in the middle. Then I will put 1 stitch here, 1 stitch in the middle, because we separate them, but this stitch is almost invisible, you see. If it's just make an effect, it looks very nice. It separates our braids. Then at the moment we have 10 knit stitches here, and now we will form our braid, and it will be one additional stitch on this braid, one additional stitch in the middle, and one additional stitch on this left braid. And I'll show you how I make them practically invisible. Is it clear? Let's start then. This is my right mitten, and I will start creating my pattern. These 3 knit stitches will always be like this without any changes. 2 purl stitches always with no changes. Then for my braids I will cross first 2 stitches, first 2 and 2, and I will do all manipulations in odd rounds. Then we will do cross in one round, other round we do normally all knit stitches and with a purl in middle, and then on second round we will cross 2 from middle with 2 inside, and then one round without any changes, and then fifth and sixth round we will just go as they go, like knit stitches we knit and purl stitch with purls. I will put somewhere here the chart. In chart you will see all odd rounds, which means every even rounds you will do by the pattern. And if you do plain knitting, it will be by the pattern as well. But now we will cross our first group. On this round, as we will do increase, we will cross 2 with a 1 stitch, but from next round you will cross always 2 and 2 stitches. Then I will go and take this stitch behind like this. I'll show you in other videos how I cross my cables without cable needle. Then as I'm crossing now to the left, my top stitches need to go to the left inside, you see, because I like my braids always going like kind of up. That's why I'm crossing them from edges to the center. If you want it's going opposite way, you can cross your braids from center to the edges, right? I hope it's not very complicated information. And now we will cross and add 1 stitch. Then I take them, put on left needle, then I knit this one, and then you see this stitch, I take this from previous round, this stitch. Can you see it? Because this is one I just knit, and this is a previous round. You see another stitch, this one. I put it on needle and I knit it, and now I added 1 stitch and it's inside. Then I knit these 2. After this I knit another 2 because our braid will be 6 stitches in total, and here in the middle I need to add a purl. Then I just put it like this, I make 1, and you need to purl it, twist it like this. Can you see? You see my purl is twisted. Then I do 2, and next 3, which will be 4 in the next round, I need to cross to the right. Then I go from the front, take this 2, put this on the back side, right? And then now I will add another stitch, and I will pick this previous round one, I will knit it, and then I knit another one, and voila, I added another stitch. And now we have, for this pattern, for this pattern here we have 6, 6 and 1 in the middle. Then our 10 stitches become 13, but in the end of the work we will eliminate them again. But in the same round we will start doing our thumb. Then when we have 1 stitch on the left needle, we do the yarn over to me from back to the front, knit this one, turn work, knit another one. These 2 in the middle will be our central, and if you do plain mittens without any pattern, you just do both absolutely the same, because they are symmetrical and identical. Then when you knit another one, you go with another yarn over from you and continue. On second needle will be our palm. Then here we just knit all, and now you continue this way. You go by chart. Let me show you how I will do third round, because this round you will do as they go. 6 knit stitches, 1 purl in the middle, 6 knit and 2 purls on the edges. And then on the next one I'll show you how you will cross second time when they are 4 already. This part you will do always knit stitches, and for the thumb you will do exactly the same increases every 4th round. Then I'll see you in the third row, and then you will continue working by yourself. I've done one round here, and now we will cross another once, and then I will leave you after this work. Here I came. You see, this was our first cross of, now we have 6 stitches here. Then now we will knit 2 and cross next 4, which are going to the center. And for these 2 going to the left, we go with this needle behind, take the next 2, hold this with a finger, take needle out and put them on this needle this way, put this back, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, we cross them, and now on the other side we go from the front, take this last 2 we need to cross, losing, then take them out, put back on the left needle here, see, this way, then put this next, and just you cross them, and now you just knit all 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you have another 2, and you complete your 2-step crossing for your flat cable. That's why I like this flat cable, because it's not pulling too much, and then it looks very nice and delicate. Here you came to your increase, continue. You can count here from the twisted stitch 1, 2, 3, and you will need another one to do another increase. and you just follow chart, and now you will continue working this way. On the first needle you will do your pattern, if you do any pattern, and for left and right mittens you will alternate them. I think I explained it well for you. And you will do pattern, and at the same time you will do increases for the thumb. And then when we come to the point when you have, starting with increase, 7 stitches in each of your needles for thumb, then in total you will have 14 stitches for the thumb, 7 on this first needle and 7 on second needle. We will separate the thumb, continue working straight, and I will come back to you. Now you continue working, repeating the 6 rows of the pattern. Like when you finish 6th row, you start from the first one, and this will be your rapport. We call it rapport. I don't know if it's the same word in English. Then you will continue with your 6 rows rapport here, and with your increases in every 4th row. And then I'll see you when we have 14 stitches on your thumb. Right, here I am. Continue with my body here, and at this moment I wanted to show you, I came here, I do my 2 knit stitches, and here's my 1 2 3 4 last increase. I've made 1 2 3 4 5 6, and at this moment I have 2 4 6 7 stitches this side and 7 stitches on this side. And now it's a time to separate my thumb. Then I've got my contrasting yarn in a needle. I just take them off on the needle with the yarn, 7 from this side, and then I turn and I will take 7 on this side, just check this one, the last one is an increase. Take your needle out, just leave this tails here, then I will put them inside. And now we need to, there's 2 stitches which we take as a base of a thumb, we need to recover them here. Then I do this way, can you see? Just one more time, this way. You can do any other way you wish. I do one here, this is 1 stitch, and I do another one on this side. When I start, I do the same. I just pull it here tight against my cable, as I always do. Oops. And then I continue working in the round. It will be a little bit stretchy on next round, but don't worry, it will be all right when we finish. Then here I am on the beginning of the round, and then I continue working. And this time you can try your mitten on. Isn't it looking nice? Yes, you will be happy. And at this point, if it's something wrong, it's time to unravel it and start again. This is what I like about these small projects. You can make them very fast, and if it's something wrong, it's not so bad if you need to unravel it and adjust the size or something. And then now you just work in rounds, continue till you have 8 of these rapports here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I just started 5th one, and then when you do 8 in the last round of 8s, you will eliminate these stitches which we added. I probably will come back later and show you how I do it the same way I've done it here. If you see, you can't even notice that we add any stitches because cables are always pulled in. Then every time you do cables, you need to add stitches. Then I'll see you when we finish, and then I'll just show you how we do the thumb. Right, here we are, 8 rapports from the beginning, and I just wanted to show you how I eliminated stitch. Oops, I lost it. Let me just get it back. How I will eliminate stitches which we added in the beginning. Then here we go, 1, 2, 3, and I did my first crossing here. I'm on the second crossing. Then I will cross these 4 now, and I just will do the same way I did it in the beginning. Then these ones which will be behind, I just knit them 2 together, and then my 2 stitches become 1, and then I do the second one. I will knit it together with a middle one because I will cross that other ones. My apologize. Then I take one here, and this I eliminate as well, and now I just cross these 2 the same way. I have this yarn have so many layers, then you know it's always difficult for me to knit, especially for camera. Right, I do this 2, and then these 2 I knit together, and then we have again 20 stitches here. I will do one more round, and I will, I think, knit all of them. Let me just check another one. Yes, one round I will do all knit stitches, and then one round all purl stitches, and I will come to show you how I bind off my mittens, because this is kind of tricky. I was trying a lot of different ways, and sometimes it's very large, and sometimes it's very kind of straight, but this one is a bit stretchy but not too much. Then you know it's stay kind of nicely on your hand, but you don't need to go like so low. You can finish somewhere here, and you just try them on and see which length you prefer. I like my fingers close kind of till the half, but you probably prefer shorter ones. But keep in mind that when you will move your hands, they will pull up a little bit. Then right, I will do my 2 rounds, and I will be back with you. Here, little life hack on the last bit when I'm doing this round with purl stitches. Last purl stitch I do in the previous row. You see, this is my stitch, and I go 1 down, and then I don't have this You can just pull it up if you want, because you see this, all these layers, just so annoying sometimes. I do this for don't have this little step. Where is, oh, sorry. When I change, to don't have a big step here, then it's kind of, you know, just a little thing you can consider. Then I will bind off my stitches, one of my favorite methods, because it's stretchy and looks nice, and I will do it with my crochet hook. And if you find previous video with some bind off of 2x2 rib stitch, there is the same, but here I will use the normal one. Let me see if I did one more. Oh, I think it's all right. I just don't remember sometimes. I do one and I don't remember, because look, it looks very nice. It's kind of little I-cord or something. I think, yes, I think it's on this round. And I just show you how I do it. We have all purl stitches now on a needle. I just pull this out. Then I take my crochet hook. I'm using 2 millimeters, which is half millimeter less than my knitting needles, but you can use needles as well if you don't have hook, but I will show you with a hook use first. Then I take this first stitch like this. I've hold it like knitting a needle, my hook. Then I do yarn over from me, then I purl this stitch, and then I pull it through this 2, and then I repeat these steps. I do knit stitch, do yarn over from me, purl this stitch, and then pull it through this 2 on my hook. And then you see I use hook because it's easier for me to pull it through, but if you don't have a hook, I'll show you. If you just have a needle, the same thing. You knit, and then you just pull this through like this, one by one, a bit slower. That's why I'm using hook. You just, before each stitch, you do yarn over, and then you just pull. I'm going back to my crochet hook and finish this way. See? I'll see you when I close this. This how will look your bind off, and after you washing your piece it will be even better. Don't need to tie it too much, and don't need to stretch too much. Just make some nice stitches. If you're not happy, just unravel it and do again, because we want to be happy with our projects, and it's nothing wrong with do a thing again and again to the point you're happy and satisfied with this. Then I'll see you when I finish this and we do a thumb. Right, my lovely people, I really have very few time and I just wanted to finish this. We take our stitches from the thumb, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 from one side, pull them, and then 7 from another side. We will knit our thumb absolutely the same way in rounds. I just wanted to show you we need to get the 2 stitches under the thumb. You see, last stitch, be careful, just pull this yarn and now you can take it out, and here under, you see we have these 2 stitches, and we will get our yarn from them. We will start from, I can put this on, you see, 1 stitch down and another one, this crossing, we will take stitches from this crossing. This one I will just put now on the level one, left, the right needle. Sorry, my brain is not here. Another one, I just will find this. Where is this crossing here? These ones, yes. And then I do the stitch from here. Well, this will be my first stitch, and to avoid any holes here, you see I have this hole here. If I go like this, oh mamma mia, it's, yeah, probably if I pull it tight, it will be all right, but anyway, sometimes it's create some space here. Then I take this one, which connect them, just pull it crossed on this needle just to avoid the holes, and then I knit both together. It's a little bit trickier because the stitches become very small. But I say, if you are confident that you will have any holes, you just do like I've shown you before. But I like to do this, and then you go and have attention to your tension, because usually when you knit smaller parts, your tension become smaller, they're more tight. Then just keep in mind that you need to knit with the same tension. And here is the same thing. I turn this one this way because I need to get this thread here. I need to put it somehow this way, just turn it this way, and then I knit both together. It will be tight, and then I will knit these 2 together. This is our cross one, and then you continue in a round. I think for this one I've done, let me see, I need to count as well, 10 or 11 or 12 rounds. I will see, I think I made 12 rounds here. Yes, I've done 12 rounds, and then I closed it the same way as I did here. And this is all for today. I hope it was helpful for you. I hope you will be able to make nice presents for the Christmas for your friends and family, or for yourself. I hope you will you learn some new techniques and new tricks as well. And if you have some questions, just leave them in the comments. I'm trying to answer as soon as I can. And see you on the next video. Happy knitting. Bye bye.